What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, we're doing another Dishsoap VOD review because this guy, I mean, he was chefing, he was cooking all day on this climb that I talked about in the last VOD review. We played that Mama Beak reroll, and he played another reroll comp that really, prior to Dishsoap playing it, not really on the radar. A lot of people not playing it. After Dishsoap playing it, very, very different setup. You know, there's a BD before Dishsoap and an AD after Dishsoap, and the AD people are saying this reroll comp might be really, really, really good. One of the best, honestly. So we start off here with Spellweaver opener, honestly. Nothing too crazy in this spot, but we do also start off with a Caitlyn pair here. So two Caitlyns already from the minion rounds. We haven't even had to spend an augment or anything like that, and we do get a full Kraken here, even sell off the Scuttle Crab, which honestly, in hindsight, I don't know if we could have done that or not. Augment wise here, yeah, let's take a quick second look at this here because he goes so fast. I mean, slightly magic roll, a pretty solid augment, especially because in the past the bunch of rerolls, I think it's 6 rerolls option was like okay for like low cost reroll. It's quite good now, obviously, in a world where Wisps exist. So I think this augment has only gotten better this set, and yeah, I think it's better than these. Could think about some kind of like backup bow idea, but I don't know even if in Dishsoap's mind, he is kind of like playing this reroll comp here, but I really do think this is what commits him in his mind, and he says, okay, I'm starting with 3 Coven plus a Caitlyn here. I can play around this Caitlyn unit. So we're going to get a little bit further into the game before we can really see the entire comp, before the whole comp really like takes form. But the idea for now is we're going to play Coven in the early game, get a middling cash out, probably not one of these like crazy, just like win the game cash outs, but a good enough cash out, very likely. And then we're gonna reroll some Caitlyns. And yeah, you can see he's gonna start team planning out. It's interesting because a lot of people in the past, and the Caitlyn too, I think, just seals the deal, makes it like kind of guaranteed that we are going to play this comp. But yeah, like a lot of people, you know, I think would play like a Caitlyn Elise type setup. Dishsoap does initially team planner this, like Caitlyn Elise, and I mean, the idea is pretty solid that Rakan can link these guys up. But yeah, I will say, most people end up just skipping out on the Elise completely because there's better tanks to roll that just fit onto the board, the Jug. So he can, you know, easily play this kind of setup, a vertical Jug plus Hunter setup, and he doesn't even need to play the Elise, which is funny. It's a little sad because I do like this Elise unit, but yeah, actually Elise does not really go on the Caitlyn reroll board, weirdly enough. This is basically it, with the idea of, yeah, just playing around vertical Juggernaut and then getting in as many Hunters as you can on this board. So that is going to be the idea from Dishsoap this game, and we are going to see how far it gets him. Rotate into another Covenant player. Looks like, yeah, this is just, surely that was LeBlanc, right? So I don't think we have to worry too much about, yeah, them like stealing all our Caitlyns or something, because that could definitely have been a problem, but all good. This guy's just gonna get a random LeBlanc 3, and they're playing Coven for now. We do break our loss streak here, which is like a little annoying, but our board's not the worst. We could actually win some more fights going into the next few rounds. So item off carousel here, and to talk about Caitlyn itemization in general, he actually takes the rod here just to guarantee the Gwynsu's Rage Blade. Caitlyn is very much one of these just bow units. If you look at her, she is the same idea as Master Yi, where she's a manaless unit, and just every 3 autos, she, boom, shoots a big shot, the headshot. And so it's... She's a unit where, one, you must have attack speed. This unit must have Gwynsu's Rage Blade at least. Red buff, I think, can serve as like an okay alternative because it gives you that attack speed up front. But obviously she does not spread red buff very well, so she's not a very good red buff holder. But, you know, if you end up, I guess, somehow in this weird world where you have so many bows that you can build red buff, but you cannot build Gwynsu's because you don't have any rods for some reason, then you can go for the red buff for sure. But Gwynsu is definitely really core, and you can see, like, I think a lot of, I don't know, I was really looking at taking just bow off carousel here because you need a lot of bows in this comp, but Dishsoap really wants to guarantee the tempo of reaching the Gwynsu. And in another way, I was watching Wajan Iverson play this comp the other day, and he was just getting pounded, this guy, in stage 2 and stage 3. And he had a Caitlyn with like LW Kraken, I think were the items. And I mean, with no Guinsoo, the unit was just not doing damage. And it makes sense, right? Her only route to kind of like scale her damage, the only way that she can, get multiple casts, if you want to call them that for Caitlyn, even though she doesn't truly like cast in the normal sense of the word, is by autoing more. And so, yeah, you need attack speed on this unit. All that to say, you need attack speed on this unit. Next few items here, a little interesting. I do think on units like this, Guardbreaker tends to actually be pretty solid, even without an IE. And that's certainly what Dishsoap is looking at in this spot here, is, yeah, just making a Guardbreaker here. And I think it's pretty reasonable. He's going to wait until after this fight because we're fighting the other Coven guys. So it's not like, one, that we need to slam here. We're going to win this fight anyway. And two, we also... best case scenario, we would like lose this fight, but I mean, that's not happening. Next augment here. This is one of the situations. I kind of hate makeshift armor in general, but this is one of the juicy makeshift armor situations where you can be double slammed with the Guardbreaker Guinsoo onto your backline. You can have no item slammed on 4 frontliners, and you have 4 frontliners with a solid tank trait. The idea is eventually we're going to play for 4 Juggernaut with all that extra armor and Amara on top of it. So this, I do think, is one of the spots where you should just take makeshift armor. It's it feels a little not sad, but you know that down the line this makeshift value is going to obviously get lower. Eventually we're going to slam items onto a main tank. The other like slightly awkward thing is that we are playing Coven, which might cash us out some items, which is then going to make makeshift even more awkward. But still, it's a very, very good tempo augment for now, and we are playing 2-cost reroll, and so winning out on stage 3 is the dream. We must be winning stage 3. But even just look at this fight, just we just destroy a Warwick 2 there so quickly. I mean, it's a good comp. It's a very good comp. We do hit actually a lot of good stuff here as well. End up finding, this guy with the LeBlanc again. End up fighting the crab too, and we get Propagate, which we can use to just farm another crab. So it makes a lot of sense. He actually puts the Rakan a little too far on the right and then rotates into this guy who's playing Yi. The Yi tries to kill the Rakan first, and it's so close, but actually does end up killing the Rakan first, which is very sad. So we do not get our Propagate value onto the Scuttle Crab. So, one less crab. It's, once again, it's not the end of the world, but it kind of feels bad. All right, going into carousel here. Really fortunate for Dishsoap. There's triple bow here, so it's very easy for us to take this last bow. The important other item to go along with the Guinsoo onto Caitlyn is obviously Kraken. Kraken is so important on these high attack speed units that only auto attack that you must be looking to build it. The BIS for Caitlyn, I think, is probably something like Guinsoo Kraken. I was looking at the stats like literally a day or two ago, and it was actually showing IE as not being bad on Caitlyn. The idea being, yes, she's a unit that only autos, but if you want that big headshot to crit, you do need to build IE. It is not an enhanced auto. It is a separate kind of like part of the ability. It is ability damage. Units like that usually will need IE to crit. And so, yes, if you do want the crit on the ability, you do need to take IE. Dishsoap ends up farming. This is really funny. So Dishsoap was looking through all of the rewards. And it was like, oh, this 130 looks pretty good. You can get the components, or you can get like an item anvil or something like this, because obviously the image shows an item anvil. And then he gets it and he's like, wait a minute, it's just a completely random item. It's not item anvil. And so he gets this BT and he's like, I just got scammed by Meta TFT, which is funny, but all good. We do actually randomly find a Sivir, which is huge here. So we can fit the Sivir in Sejuanian. He goes for the item farming one, which I think is quite interesting in this spot here, but makes a lot of sense. So like the one thing that kind of like scared me off of it for a second is that we do have makeshift armor. So this is going to like farm us more items that then, makeshift is going to have anti-synergy with. But I think a lot of players fall down this trap, and I mean, I almost fell into the trap when I was watching the VOD, of saying, well, because I took makeshift, I'm just never gonna take an item augment. I'm just gonna like try to greed makeshift value the entire game, and that's not really how you should be playing for it. You should, in general, not be going for as many, items on your front line, but especially having some extra items for backline is totally fine here. Getting to Sivir with 3 items is huge. So We are slow rolling the spot here. We do get another full Kraken here, so we can just build this Quincy Kraken if we want to. He is going to move the BT up to frontline. And yeah, actually for now is going to make the Gargoyle Vow with the idea that, yes, Gwinsu Kraken is very good onto Caitlyn, but one, I want to finish some tank items so that I at least have one main tank here, lose makeshift there, but obviously get the much better tank items. And I also want to keep this bow open for util. I have no armor shred, no heal cut at this point. It seems really, really important for us to get to some kind of util in the spot here. We're going to roll. Don't see anything too amazing. And Arcane Victory is like fine, especially with a scaling carry like Caitlyn here with a Gwinsu Kraken. We're going to pop this and we get an LW, which is very, very nice. So this will be the spot, and we will just start rolling down for our 3-star stuff. We are going to just open this and just use this to get a Reforger, which allows us to reforge our BT, and this actually gets us QSS, which is actually just a better item on Caitlyn. I mean, QSS in many ways is like a Gwinsu, a worse Gwinsu that provides you CC immunity. And so we can throw this onto Caitlyn, and boom, that's a Gwinsu. Check this fight out, by the way. Caitlyn 2 versus Warwick 3, Azir 3. They have a Malphite 1 as their frontline, and we win this fight. K2 does 10,000 damage. Yeah, I think this comp might be pretty good. Like, he looks back at that guy's board. I mean, it's not bad by any means. Like, obviously, yeah, it's Malphite 1 as their main tank, but I mean, that's just how it goes a lot of the time in that line. So I think that's a combination of Caitlyn being really, really good, and also Warwick has definitely fallen off a bit after the nerfs. Like, I'm definitely less excited to itemize and play this, like, Warwick reroll comp. Definitely feels like more of like an artifact check these days. So yeah, just another thing to keep in mind as the PBE meta kind of settles down. They put out a patch yesterday, and they said this is basically gonna be our last big patch. So the meta right now, like, if they change nothing, I mean, we're gonna go live, and Caitlyn reroll is gonna be very, very strong. Now they're probably gonna do another kind of small patch, you know, prior to going live, some kind of patch like early next week. And so this is not like 100% going to be the launch meta, but it's pretty close. So for anybody who is, you know, chilling, waiting for PBE to get closer to live before they start investing in the set, I mean, now's the time. Now's the time to start playing the new set. And now is also the time to check out all my Metafy stuff if you want to be that person. I've already done a decent amount of coaching sessions with people who like really want to hit the ground running. Has been an absolute blast. Obviously, my coaching programs are both still open. The TAC University and Legendary Tacticians, and then also individual sessions for anybody who is interested. So come check it out. We are going to check out this Caitlyn coming across our bench, and almost gonna reach Caitlyn 3-star. We can also kind of, I guess, talk about just Dishsoap's approach to charms this game, and this is, I think, becoming the prevailing way to play around charms or wisps. This set is to be quite picky about the combat charms you do pick up. A lot of the time, just not picking up any kind of combat charm and just going for the econ charms or these other like free ones. And you can see, look on the right there. I mean, that's 3 econ charms, 2 of the other charms, and then just 2 people took combat charms in the last fight. So a lot of players just realizing that, like, it's a lot of gold. If you buy, say, like a 3 gold or even a 2 gold combat charm, that's a lot. So in these type of spots, you'll see people like Dishsoap often just like skipping a lot of these more expensive charms and just picking up the kind of like cheapest combat charm they can find. But yeah, roll down here, finally pick up the 3-star Caitlyn and the 3-star Sejuani. So this is going to be our board. We just need to complete a tank item here. So the Guardbreaker is going to move down. We have IE here, and then this can just be adaptive here onto Sejuani. So beautiful stuff. The IE, obviously, really good synergy with the LW and the Guardbreaker we already have. The red buff can move over to the Tristana, which, like, it doesn't feel amazing because, like, Sivir was a better holder of that red buff just because she spread it better, but you kind of have to keep all the crit items together. That's just good TFT. So yeah, this is now the kind of very reasonable version of our board. We didn't quite hit the crab 3 this game, but still, like, this board really, really, really solid with just one of the 3-star tanks here. And once again, on the Wisp approach, doesn't roll this round for a Wisp. Dishsoap would rather save this gold and look to, push level 8, get another very, very solid unit on this board. And he also says, I mean, like, look at our board at this spot. Kate 3, the 3-star frontline in the Sejuani, and the 2-star Sivir. We don't actually really need to roll that Deep 4 Charms, and then we get a good one here immediately, Resistant. And then, boom, that's what we have here. Dishsoap did bring this idea up. He is hovering Solar with the idea that, like, we could actually down the line, like, one of the hilarious ways to cap this line would be by finding a Solar Lux here, because we're only rolling for 1 Solar unit. But if you find Solar Lux, you go up to 3 Solar. What I will say is, like, we wouldn't even be getting 3 Solar value right now. We need another 3-star, so I don't think it's even that good. But if you're in the spot where you hit the crab, it could be quite good. And yeah, look at this. Another fight into that Warwick board where we just kind of completely clear it, which is wild. We do get a Steadfast out of the primal items that we are farming here, so I imagine we would want just another tank item here. Bramble makes a lot of sense because it's like the only tank item that was on carousel there, so we can pick that up and end up actually, oh wow, we reforged the Bramble completely with the idea that we want Steadfast, but we don't really care at all about the Bramble. I mean, it was a pretty AP heavy lobby. I think a lot of times these days, these lobbies are just skewing very AP heavy. AD, there's not a lot of like fast 8 AD lines, I will say. There's a lot of like either reach fast 9 and play AD or reroll and play AD, but like level 8 AD is quite awkward right now, I would say, because of, units like we have right now, the Sivir, who does not feel like a true carry on level 8. She's either like a fast 9 carry or one that caps out these like reroll lines. So it's a bit awkward, I will say. But yeah, I mean, all of the econing up that Dishsoap has done here is rewarding him. He is quite rich in this spot. He does still have 6 scuttles, so he could look for the crab 3 if he really wants to. He's just holding on to Gnar right now. It's just a random unit that could go in, though I think it's very likely that Tarek is going to be the in here, so I don't even know what the... I guess he's holding Gnar to deny this guy, yeah, to make it harder for them to hit Gnar, which is smart. Heads up play out of Dishsoap. No reason not to deny this guy in this spot. It's not like it even hurts our ability to make econ, so that's nice. We are not going to pick up this extra Tristana here. We're actually going to sell off our Trist and use this to kind of use it as a free item remover in case we want to move adaptive to frontline in this spot here. And it looks like he's really thinking about, this adaptive frontline and then move whatever we get down to Trist, especially because we have a good unit to adaptive. See Blossom Lux there, not quite the Solar Lux. We do see Primal Lux, which could be 4 Primal in here. And yeah, going to go for the Blessing of the Bear, get the Execute onto these guys, and can move the red buff, wow, over to the Lux here. Interesting item setup, actually. There's the Nashers onto the Sivir just for the mana generation and the Guardbreaker onto Lux here. Nashers tends to be pretty bad on AD units, but I think he really just wants the mana gen there. And then, yeah, he can move the last item, the adaptive, up to the Taric here. Okay, so this is the spot. Level 8, we are going to roll down here, see if we have any luck at, like, randomly finding something. We do, actually. Wow. Randomly find the Amumu 3 here, which is or Amumu 2, who is a very, very nice upgrade onto our board. So, hey, we can throw that here, rotate into this Morgana Nidalee board. We have spread our backline out a little, so hopefully we don't get our backline completely Morgana to this comp, by the way. Nidalee definitely weaker. Morgana did not get nerfed at all, so Morgana is just still a disgusting damage dealer on this board. Definitely feels like Nidalee now kind of needs Morgana to pair up with her. Downpour, not very good on this board, but Dishsoap so committed to buying cheap charms that he's like, I don't want to spend all this gold to roll for another charm in this spot here. So I'm going to take Downpour on this board, just some extra mana gen, which obviously completely useless on Caitlyn because she is manaless, but pretty good onto the Sivir and to the Lux in this spot. So gonna rotate into the fast 9 Ari guy again. Do get, I mean, it's close, but I mean, I think this board is just too strong for us. The Ashe 2 is just a disgusting carry in the backline. The Gnar 2 is a ton of CC, a ton of damage, a ton of everything. So I think it might be hard. We do find the Crab 3 finally. He does have to play it in this slot here, which means we're going to drop at a Vanguard. And oh, this is kind of crazy. Go up to 6 Jug to finish out the game. Says, you know what? Why not? This is a lot of extra tank stats for our board here. And it's not like the Lux is doing all that much damage. So this is the swap in that we're going to see. Is it enough? Kennen 2 jumps to backline, then Gnar jumps to backline. I mean, we're actually on these carries doing good work, but I mean, God, they have the Wisp that gives them 2 Ashes to play around, so it is not going to be a dub for Dishsoap, but still I mean, with 2-cost reroll, you are overjoyed with this placement. Three 2-cost 3 stars, and you go second. I mean, that's amazing. It just showcases the power of this line. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please check out my Twitch and my Metafy. And also, like, comment, and subscribe. The video helps the channel out a ton. Ooh, we inversed it there. I didn't even realize that I was doing that. Maybe it's because I woke up too early to record this video. Didn't get that much sleep. All right, I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, as always. Bye-bye.